November 7th is Victims of Communism Memorial Day. This week marks the 33rd anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. This past June 4th to be exact, is also the 33rd anniversary of the massacre at Tiananmen Square. It's a time to celebrate freedom's victory over communist tyranny, and a time to remember the tragedies and the victims of communism. It's also the best time to ask, do you oppose communism? Communism is gaining in popularity. Just a few years ago, there was a poll done asking the average American's view on the most deadliest ideology in history. More than 1 in 3 millennials viewed communism favorably. So did nearly 30% of Generation Z. Support for communism is increasing. More young Americans also view capitalism and communism as equally violent. While not being perfect, the free market has lifted billions of people from poverty to prosperity, while communism, on the other hand, has a track record of misery and mass murder. In the 20th century alone, communism has killed 100 million people. Young Americans simply don't understand the communist threat. In fact, while communism is gaining in approval in America, it's gaining in approval all around the world. And it's more oppressive and aggressive than at any point since 1989. Only 103 miles from America sits communist Cuba. Fidel Castro may be gone, but the regime he built still imprisons its opponents and denies freedom to its citizens. Communist Cuba also props up the socialist dictatorships in Venezuela and the authoritarian regime in Nicaragua and Bolivia. Across the Pacific, North Korea has more communist concentration camps than country, terrorizing over 25 million people. Rather than help his starving, desperate subjects, the Kim regime steals money and smuggles resources. For what? To build a nuclear arsenal. And then, of course, there's communist China. China has surpassed the Soviet Union as history's longest-lived communist government. Beijing is as tyrannical as Moscow ever was. It has thrown at least 3 million Muslim Uyghurs into 20th century gulags. It's also destroying Christian churches and stifling other faiths. Worst of all, China is using technology to build the world's largest surveillance state. Its goal is to rid the Chinese people of their yearning for freedom. Beijing is trying to remake the whole world in its authoritarian image. Nowhere is this more evident in China's violent crackdown on freedom as in Hong Kong. Though protesters know that this is their last stand and that Beijing won't stop unless the free world speaks up far more forcefully. Silence only emboldens Beijing to extend its tyranny farther and faster, as the Communist Party recently showed by punishing the entire NBA for one employee's support for Hong Kong. Beijing is now subjugating American companies into silence. The Berlin Wall has fallen, but communism hasn't. The sooner we acknowledge this, the sooner we can stop this evil ideology from capturing more hearts. By taking a stand against communism at home, speaking out against it, and harnessing the mighty power of words, we can weaken communist parties abroad. Join me in this noblest of all missions, to speak out against communism so we can end it once and for all. To learn more, visit www.victimsofcommunism.org, which majority of this video is derived from. Thank you for watching. God bless you.